Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in Rust, and today we are talking about the July 2nd update for the PC. Ooh, look at this guy. Look at this.
Oh, here's one. Here's a better one here.
Hello. Anyway, it's so funny these guys just came up. So this, I know this is only out for the PC right now, but it will be out for the console, or at least the full release, and I have a sneaking suspicion this will also be out. Oh my goodness, that's so loud. I have a sneaking suspicion this will be out for the beta for us, and that's creeping around the corner. So as of recording this, obviously I'm doing this ahead of time, there is no word yet for the console beta for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox, for Rust, but I'm telling you, it's looming. It's so close. And again, once we get information, we'll be sure to pass that along, as we will be playing in the console beta as soon as it hits for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox. But until then, we'll also be playing this on PC as soon as this hits. It should be, what is this, a Thursday by the time this comes out? For the PC, we'll be playing this, as we did play the Modular Vehicle Beta when that did come out, and we had a blast doing it. I'm telling you, this is going to change the game so much. Anyways, so yeah, we'll be playing this on PC, but I'm just going to give you the rundown on some of the things that you need to look out for the Modular Vehicles today, if you're playing on PC, and for future console players that will be playing soon enough. Alright. This is going to be a very familiar sight. I think one of the first things we hear the most are, where do you find the vehicles? You'll find them along the side of the road. This is a custom map, so this is going to be a little bit different than what you would normally see, but you'll see a ring road on your procedural map, as that's how most official servers work. Not most, I think that's how they all work. You'll see this ring road, and you'll see all the different monuments and stuff all over the place, and you're just going to walk down these roads and you'll find these cars. Now, what you will typically see, unless somebody's filling it up with something, watch, this is one that has something in it. Okay, good. Fuel tank's back here. You'll see that it's empty. If you look in the engine compartment in the front, you'll see that this particular engine, which is a lower tiered engine, you'll see that has a spark plug spot, valves, engine, crankshaft, and wait, pistons. Yes, I just blanked out on that. And you'll notice that you can mount it anywhere, and that can be you, your teammates, or even other players, so keep that in mind. There is a lock system that was added to this that's quite jammy. Now, also keep in mind, when you're walking through the world here and you see these vehicles really trashed, you can fix them. You're going to need wood, metal fragments, and high-quality metal in most cases. But if it's just good enough like this, see how it says 59 on the engine cab? If I get inside, if you look in the lower right-hand corner, see that little gear? That's the total health of the vehicle. And in the back here, these different modules, you don't necessarily have to have those active. You just need the ones that actually drive the vehicle itself. Now, you notice that there's different varying sizes in chassis, excuse me. This is a 2-slot. We've got this appears to be a 3-slot, which is quite nice. And the one I was driving earlier was a 2-slot, this little guy right here. So if you're walking around the world, you want to make sure you're carrying low grade, which is the fuel, and all these different parts. Now, I am in a custom server that has all these different variations here, so you see these stacked up. The only time I see these parts stack, by the way, whether they're low quality or high quality, you'll see them stack if they're all the same health. So basically, you know, full health stuff, like brand new stuff. Now, these are high quality parts we'll be putting in there, and they do offer different speed buffs, different ways these things actually drive once you have them in there. So we're looking at valves here, top speed, and it should be noted too that the different quality of parts, there's 3 of them. There's the lowest, there's mid-tier, and then there's the highest. The highest can only be purchased at vendors, and I want to say it's going to be at the bandit camp. Now, I wish I could show you this on the map, as this is not procedural. It would normally be in a bandit camp with the Sky vendor, or the Airwolf vendor, which is going to sell you helicopters now, which is a huge change for the July 2nd update for the PC players and for the console players. Not a change, just going to be the way it is for us once it's on console, but you know what I mean. So that's pretty cool. I want to say the helicopter, at least I know the Mini, is 750 scrap, which is quite beefy, and I believe the other one is 1,500 or 3,000 scrap. I'm not sure on the scrap transport. I know most of us will be just doing the minicopter. But anyways, okay, so first thing you want to do when you're trying to grab another vehicle is, oh, you know what, let me rewind that real quick. If you see a vehicle like this and you would like to move it, you can push it. If you hold the action button, and on the PC it's E, if you go up to it, you can see it says push. If you see the mount button, hold the action button, and then you can push. But look at my food when I'm doing this. It's very important you pay attention to this. See how it's dropping? And you already know with the most recent updates, especially in June and now July, food, growing and using it for recovery and combat is a big deal. Equalizing your food situation in your base is huge. So burning your food like this to go long range to push these little guys maybe isn't worth it. It's only really useful if you can kind of push them in or on top of lifts. Anyways, let's keep going here. Yeah, see, look at that. It's just trashing my food. Okay, in this case, I'm going to repair it a little bit. You can see it's wood, high quality fragments. There we go. And it should be enough for us to actually drive it once we place the parts inside. So we're going to take a poo-poo. What is this? Engine. It looks so crusty, I can't tell what it is. And you also notice that the fuel economy, acceleration, and top speed will change with this too. What's really funny is those guys out there might come screaming down the road and just smash me. It can happen, watch. It's crazier things have happened. We'll go ahead and throw the low grade in there. And you're probably asking yourself, hey, Jade, what's up? Can't somebody just come in here and like clip this thing? Oh yeah. Look at this. But there is a counter to that. So you might be asking yourself, how do I go anywhere without anybody grabbing my stuff? Right? Because can't they just reach inside my cabin? Oh yes they can. But you can lock it, which is great. These boys up here. Hello? Hello, friendly? You're gonna see so many people running into each other. It's gonna be great. Anyways, okay. I don't want to lose my train of thought. Alright, so one thing you probably want to do almost immediately, when you do get a chance, is take this back to your base and throw it up on a lift, and here's why. Hopefully you can hear me over this insanely loud engine. Back around right here. There we go. Okay, let me just show you what these look like. Oh, by the way, I should also throw out there real quick, this test server that we're on is the Rust.com. Let me go ahead and hit escape and show you what it is. There we go. That's the website. I know they run this occasionally during the live branch or staging. Or I'm sorry, the staging branches are active, but I think they actually have their own servers that are run. And if you go to the Rust.com, you can get all the information over there. So be sure to check it out. The admin was nice enough to talk to us, hook us up and stuff, and you know, put up this server. So it's been nice. Okay. I guess we should go over the different parts, but yeah, we'll go over how to place this real quick. I'll probably do another more in-depth piece on this, but let's just go ahead and pull this up here. I just want to show you how to lock these because it's such a big deal. Okay, so once it's on top of a lift and you do have proper power and you have building privilege, you can then put it on a lift, and as soon as you can put it up in the air, you can add a lock. Yeah, it's awesome. It gets even better. We'll call this small boy. Right? So now this key, it does just that. So I can do anything with this. Now, the car is automatically locked. If I don't have the key on my person, you'll notice that the car shows up as locked. Now, cars do decay outside, so you want to make sure you put them under a rooftop, preferably inside of a garage. That's a huge deal. But also know you can make multiple keys. Once you have it up on a lift, you can craft even more keys. There's also a vehicle identifier that's going to help you know what's what. And again, we'll go through a more in-depth piece on this. I just wanted to give you guys some of the basics. Some of the gotchas we saw, especially when we were out there building on a live server, because we did the staging branch for this as a beta. And man, it was crazy. It's so much fun, though. Let me go ahead and throw out there right now. You most likely want to have a base or a satellite base close to the road. And don't build too close because there is no building zone on the lip here. So you want to make sure you've got enough space. But also, don't just build right up like this. You want to make sure you kind of fade it back a little bit so you have room for the ramps. Ramps are too long, one high, if that makes sense. Let me show what they look like real quick. There you go. There's one. If you want to get them actually up one complete level, or one half level, excuse me. So anyways, again, we'll go over that again in the future. Okay, so now that it's locked, nobody can get in unless they have the key. And you can make multiple keys so your teammates can have them. And one of the other cool things we found just messing around right here is that you can place the key inside of the vehicle, and then you can lock the car. So basically you can lock your keys in the car, if that makes sense. Let me see, I think we're probably done with this little guy. Oh, yeah. So when you lock the car, yikes. Another thing to keep in mind is that when you're in the car, if you look down here, now that the car has been locked with keys, and yes, people can shoot you through the windows, that's 100% been tested. If you look down here, you see I've got a door lock. This works just like a normal door lock. If I open it, people can enter the vehicle now and sit in it. Yes, it gets cooler than that. And then you can lock it. There you go. So this car will stay here, and it will take damage slowly over time because it's outside. And I believe when this is 15% or less, you'll be able to enter the vehicle. It'll no longer be locked for you. So also keep that in mind. But in a clutch situation, if you need to ditch your keys and throw your loot in a vehicle, and I don't have a vehicle, or I'm sorry, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Let me do it right here. There's a storage module for this. Get down there, baby. Don't roll over the edge. Okay, great. We're gonna take it off the back. We've got the storage module. They come.
Oh crap. Walking there.
We're gonna make another key for this. Actually, we have to.
The car if you don't mind.
When we do this, these guys, what are they doing? When we do change the configuration, the keys no longer work. So we need to go over here and make sure that these guys are so loud. I need to make new keys, so I'm gonna make 2 of them, and I'm gonna throw one in the box.
Anybody else want to get in? You guys fine here?
Nah, we all good. Thanks, man. It's a party bus, I'll tell you what. I gotta make sure they don't gank my wheels, right? Oh, what's up, baby? That's Corrosive. He is the admin here on this server, which is pretty cool. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to show you here was if you have the key like this, right? This is the key for this vehicle. I made 2. I only have 1 key now on my person. This is for another vehicle. If I throw this inside the vehicle, it's locked. And why is that important? Think about it. If you're in a hot situation and you would like to, you won't be able to get on there, homie. The power's off. So if you're in a situation where you're getting gunned down, you can throw all of your loot inside and then throw your keys in if you think you're going to eat it. And then you can come back and recover your vehicle later. That's if you've made multiple keys. Anyways, let's keep going. I know this could go on forever because this is so awesome. Okay, so you can also configure your vehicles in many different ways, as you've already seen. We've got the armored cockpit module. We've got the vehicle module. We've got the rear seats module. We've got the flatbed single size and the flatbed double. We've got the engine vehicle module, and we've got the cockpit with engine module. Let me go ahead and just show you what these look like. Hopefully these guys, I didn't think like 22 dudes would show up for this while I'm doing it. Try to go in a better part of the map. Now, once this, oh, you know what? I totally forgot to tell you about this. The lifts, you'll have to buy at a vendor. You can learn the BP for this. You do need to power these guys. And I believe it takes, I don't think it's 1, and I don't think it's 5. I think it's 10 units now. So what you can do is you need power for this. So we have one of these creative generators here, but we definitely need some power source like solar or wind and some sort of battery to do this and turn this on and off when you don't need it. I would highly suggest that because this will soak up energy. But the only way you can modify these vehicles are on these lifts. Let me just show you just how bulky these guys are. Actually, let me do it out here. So they're like 2x1, but they're also a fraction of it on the side. Let me show you what I mean. For placing it here, I just want to show you what this looks like. And I try to use the stone. And this is probably the biggest thing we ran into, because you want to build around this in your base, right? Or build a separate garage. So see, we've got this square right here. Let me go ahead and just build you a square so you can see what I'm talking about. There's 1, right? Here's 2. Actually, it's 3. Yeah, it is 3 long. Jeez, I thought it was 2. 2x1. But you notice, this is a square here, and it fits, but this module does not. So really, you need a 2x3 wide, at least, minimum. You can walk here on the side. And we also learned very quickly that it's 1.5 squares high if you want to push the lift all the way up with all of the chassis pieces on, or the modules. If that makes sense. Let me just go ahead and show you what this looks like. So basically you could still put, that's so basically, it is, so you can put on a vehicle and then raise it up and down. So just take a little snapshot in your head. Just know this one got us so bad because you know how building is so permanent in this game. It really messed us up when we first did the beta. So just keep it in your head, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna save you. Okay, so let's go over to the modules here. We'll just throw something together, and this should give you a pretty good base for what's going on in this new update, and hopefully for our console players. Hopefully we hear something soon, right? I'm dying. Okay, another cool thing that they did add to this is once we have this aboard, we can destroy the chassis now, which is great. If you don't have an engine on here of any sort, you cannot take this off. Even if I take the power away, it's still going to stay elevated like this. We can only destroy it. So, yep, keep it in mind. All right. So we're standing right here. Let me just throw a couple things on here, and then we'll probably wrap it up, just because this could go so into depth. Okay, let me just show you some of these bad boys. And we did this on the actual beta on staging branch as well. Or was it like the super testing branch? Okay, so you can do these things so many different ways. You have the armored portion. So this has an engine and a cockpit. This is just armored with a steering column. And then you can even throw an engine on the back and really get crazy and put a flatbed so people can stand on the back. And that's a freaking car. Like, what? You can place the parts in here. And please note that the engine components here take double of each because this is a larger engine. And yes, that does give you more power, more acceleration. Also, see how we have these things configured here? If you move them around and I place some of the weight in the front, you will also note that it will change the balance of the vehicle as well, as far as how it drives. I thought I had another engine on me. I guess I don't. There's the armored portion. The armored stuff is cool, but the visibility is really low. Let's go ahead and throw some parts in here and drive this bad boy around. We will get a boost in performance because of all these parts, which is great. Throw our fuel in the back. And we didn't lock this, so that's the thing. That's the admin. He might be trying to close the server down soon because I think might be transitioning it. That's okay. Hey, look at my health down there in the lower right. By the way, left mouse button. What? The left mouse button honks the horn. And you do have a switch seat button, which on the PC is X. And I have 2 steering columns. So I'm going to go in the back seat of the armored portion. And look, I can open up these windows and I can drive the car. And also, yes, you can get shot through these slats. That totally happened to us. And we're going up a hill, so you can already see it struggling a little bit. But the weight distribution, the armored portion, and the engine make this a fairly balanced vehicle. But you'll notice that some of the smaller vehicles, if they don't have enough weight, you'll slip and slide all over the place. There's another thing, too. These drive best on the road. They drive less, or I should say the traction is quite low when you're on the grass, and I think your durability starts to wear out much faster, too. So. One of the other things, let's see if I can find one of these scrap piles real quick before we have to wrap things up. Those little toolboxes you see are the best place to find car parts. You'll see these type of car parts, these low quality, and you can see it says low right there. Only a little bit of top speed. But those are your best bet for finding those car parts initially, because you won't start with them, and just buying them outright is kind of out of the question as the scrap cost is high, or high enough. Man, there's no... Shoot, I thought I'd find one. I guess not. You can still find them in other things, but you'll most likely find them in the toolboxes. So along the side of the road, I would highly suggest, or at least, highly suggest building next to the road for sure. But you'll find that these vehicles make the roads usable, and you'll look at roads in different ways now that you didn't before if you played Rust. Because before it was just kind of a, you know, it's cool to be alongside the road and like get some of these junk piles, but now you're going to use it to access points on the map that you couldn't before, or even set up choke points. It really changes the way the game's played, and I love it. It would be this little toolbox right there that I just despawned because I grabbed it. There we go. Here's one. So yeah, I hope you guys like the new update, the July 2nd update for the PC, and hopefully we're getting this soon, or at least we hear word soon for the console people for our Rust console beta for PlayStation 4 and Xbox. I hope, right? Because we're going to play this so bad. There we go. We got an engine right there. Also, you can learn these different parts, everything except these high-quality parts. So anyways, if you found this useful and helpful, be sure to drop a like on the video. And if you're interested, consider dropping a subscribe and turning on those notifications. And hopefully we'll see you in the next video / live stream. Ooh, by the way, check this out. Real quick, I just remember this. Hopefully I can do this later. You see this pump system I made? Oh, it's so sick. You can actually plug these in. I know this is like late in the video, but I'm so excited to show you this. Look at this. This can be filled up with water. How cool is that? Right? All of these pumps are grabbing clean water and throwing it into this valve, and you can connect it. Look at this, look at this. Then I turn it on, boom. Yes, that's a lot of water. You can use this for your stuff.
How much have it filled up?
You need quite a bit of the pumps to pull it off, but it's pretty dope. You can take a look if you want. Here, I'll throw you the key. Hold up.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks.
Pretty hot, right?
How long have it been filling?
Just started now. Yeah, when it moves, it actually pulls off the top, but...
What's the wrong key?
Oh, what's the wrong key? Oops, then I...
gave you the wrong key.
Oh, there we go. See if that's there. Okay, anyways, we'll see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye!
Thanks. How long have it been